And welcome to the lecture. So let's do another operation. Let's do an update. Okay, and let's copy this into update now, and let's open this up. Okay, so we have seen insert. Let's look at update. So before that, let's look at how to update. So go SQL, click on update. So update is basically update student, and you have to say where this time, or else all the records get updated. Okay, you can say id is equal to something, right? Maybe 1. So we'll try to edit this here. So we don't need SNO obviously, and we say id basically is you go to the next series 11, right? And the first record we want to change the name, right? So we will say Peter. Okay, and we will changing is for id is equal to 1. Okay, we copy this, we'll go it here. Okay, we'll change the query, and obviously we will bind this value. So I'm gonna say id name, and obviously this is id. Okay, this time we will not change the id. If you change the id, you will not be able to figure it out again. So we'll leave the id, we'll change the name. All right, and so we only have to pass name and id. So we'll say name, and then we'll pass the id. Okay, the name this time is Peter. Okay, and id is 1. Okay, and we interchange this. So id will be integer and this will be string. All right, and rest of the code, okay, you can say record updated, unable to update the record. Okay, the rest of the code remains the same. It's just that how to write an update statement. Okay, and how do you bind those values. So when you bind the values, remember you should mention the data type as well. Okay, so let's execute this. So before that, we can view our data. So the first record, the id is equal to 1 is John Smith. Okay, so id 1 is John Smith. We are replacing with Peter. So we say PHP index.1. Okay, so records update successfully. So if I refresh, this should change to Peter, right? It's done. So you are able to update it now. You are able to update a specific field based on the query that you are writing. So you are saying update student table, set name is equal to whatever name that you are binding later, and then id is equal to whatever id that you are binding it later. This is about the update statement, and I'll see you in the next one.